Greetings and welcome to this edition of the Washington Demon Coaches Show, also known as the heretofore the Patterson Van Weldon Power Hour, although Mr. Van Weldon isn't here, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So I'm your friendly neighborhood host, Todd Patterson, and I'm thrilled to be here today, as always. We had a weather-related cancellation yesterday, so I appreciate our guests accommodating that. So I'm joined in studio today by, what do I call you, the Rugg Doctor?
Yeah.
Is that actually a thing, or did I just hear somebody yell that one time out of the stands?
I've been called a lot of things like that, yeah.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah.
The Rugg Doctor. Okay. Well, Shannon Rugg, the head coach of the Demons girls basketball team, had I think a good year this year and have a lot of promise going forward. We're also joined by the Long sisters, Kaylin Long and Adeline Long, and I look forward to talking to them a little bit about their season and also, sort of how it was playing together, I guess senior and freshman, right? And so I mentioned at the top that Mr. Van Weldon isn't here today, and it's for a good reason. We had 4 kids make it out of the districts and actually qualify for the boys for the state tournament. So I just want to give a quick shout out. Aaron Boone, who I don't know how he's doing. He won one and then lost one. That's the last I heard.
That's
so I don't know.
I've heard too. So.
And then I believe the other 3 have been eliminated, maybe one because of injury.
Yep.
So Curtis Stender, I believe, had a medical issue.
He broke his collarbone,
Broke his collarbone, so that makes it tough to do anything. And then the brothers, Caden and Chase Greiner. Chase, who we had on a couple weeks ago and who I have coached in multiple sports and had no recollection of me at all. And I wonder at this point if he even would remember doing the coaches show.
Probably
or whatever we call this thing,
yeah.
Washington Demon Coaches Corner, Washington Press Box, etc. So do you know anything going on?
Do I know of anything
activity-wise other than the wrestling? And
no, just girls and boys tournament going on right now. A lot of games tonight from the boys' side, and girls played a couple nights ago, so...
Well, I guess before let's get into the girls' season here in a second. But I did want to mention the boys play at Solon tonight, which was supposed to be last night. It's technically their last game before the tournament starts, and they'll face Fairfield at home on Monday.
It's Monday night.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I didn't know when it was, so.
You're stop by Monday, and if there's cars there,
there's
good
a game.
bet.
If not, they come
they
back
do play
Tuesday.
Fairfield at home. Yeah,
which
I just check back every night until you see a game there.
Yeah.
I think it's Monday.
I think so. That's a tough draw.
Yesterday I had to connect my administrative assistant and my wife together for scheduling purposes because this is not a strength of mine.
Yeah, nor of mine.
Yeah, well, so then we're really showing that, I think, right now. So let's unfortunately you're out of the playoffs, but let's talk a little bit about the season you had. And I watched you guys last 2 years as well, and I know you've had difficult seasons. I would say, although tough kids and tough players who really fought and fought and fought. This year, better season, right? So so talk about that a little bit.
Well, I think it was, we ended up winning 7 games, which basically doubled our wins from the last 2 years. So, just a good group of girls. They put a lot of time and effort in the off season. So I was happy to see that it, that it turned out on the positive side for them. I think they were a little disappointed in it. They were hoping for a better season, but I think when we look back on all the numbers and compared them to last year, I think they were pretty happy because we improved drastically in every number across the board and every stat across the board. So, it was just one of those things where in our conference, Mount Pleasant had the best player on the floor by far. Fort Madison had the best player on the floor by far. And then Keokuk, they're just a good scrappy team on the defensive end.
They were a good team. They were a good team,
so,
just generally speaking.
Yeah, so I think our kids, when we explained it to them that way, I think it hit home to them that, hey, it wasn't the season you wanted, but it was still a stepping stone to where we want to get to. And I think that just goes to, our 4 seniors and their leadership.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is you stockpile experience.
Oh, yes.
right? I mean, you had freshmen, multiple freshmen and younger players that got lots and lots and lots of minutes.
Yes.
Talk about that a little bit and the importance of.
Well, yeah. The two Heinrichsen girls are both sophomores, played last year as freshmen, so they're 2-year varsity players now. And then Adeline Long and Leighton Messenger both started this year as freshmen for us, and one was our leading scorer, the other was our third leading scorer. So I think that just brought a lot to us. And then Taylor Mish started playing later in the season and got her a valuable experience. So I just think we return a lot.
Yeah.
We lose 3 starters from the squad, and then Iris Peterson was our bench player. So the 4 that we're losing are, I think, really over the last 4 years have done tremendous for us. 3 of them started since they were sophomore year, Christmas time. Kaylin Long.
So we should just shout out the seniors quick. So Kaylin Long, McKenna Conrad,
Alex Murphy,
and Iris Peterson. So
those Iris come off the bench for us. The other 3. We slid them into the starting lineup as sophomores at Christmas time, and we just said we're going to go with these 3. And they did everything we asked them to do. Couldn't be happier for them. They really, I thought they did a good job of leading us. And I think they had good senior years for us, and they'll be hard to replace.
I got a little bone to pick with McKenna Conrad. When she was here, at that point, there had been no dunks on this team.
Yes.
And she promised me that there would be a dunk, and there was not a dunk.
Not that you were at.
Okay. I was at most of them.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, the boys only have 1 dunk this year. So
they only beat us by 1.
That's true. Yeah. All right. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we will be joined by Kaylin and Adeline Long, 2 of the stars of the Washington Demons varsity girls team. So.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Tammy takes the time and has the personal interest in each one of us. I don't worry about what's going to happen because I know my policy is taken care of.
She pulls what I need and puts it together, which is the program I get from her.
Every year she calls around September or so and says, there's changes again, and I'm going to do the best thing for you. It's been perfect. She does a great job.
Welcome back to this episode of the Washington Demon Coaches Show. I'm your host, Todd Patterson. I'm thrilled to be joined in the studio by not only Shannon Rugg, who we just heard extensively from, but also Kaylin Long and Addie Long, 2 sisters who played together in the starting lineup of the Washington Demons basketball team this year. I wanted to chat a little bit about, their careers and also a little bit about the team this year. But first, since I know your parents, give a quick shout out to Rhiannon and Brandon. How about that?
Yeah.
You guys shout it out.
Shout out to Rhiannon and Brandon.
You guys really come from a basketball family. I mean, your grandfather, Phil, was a prolific coach here, right? And he coached several state championship teams, right? And so you want to talk a little bit about, like, when you started playing basketball, Kaylin, maybe we'll get to you, Addie, in a second, and how long have you been playing? Like, you know, what have you done other teams other than, you know, your school teams and stuff like that? Talk a little bit about those things.
Yeah, since I was little in grade school, my dad coached me and some of the other seniors in a little called the Demon Dazzlers, so very girly name. And then had middle school basketball, and then 8th grade I started AAU.
And what team did you play with for AAU?
212.
212. Did you play with them this summer too?
I did.
Okay. Yeah, I went over and watched a few games as my son was playing with the Sixes on at 212 also, at least the facility. I don't know what the team name was. I think it was the Dazzlers, actually, if I'm being honest with you. So, Addie, how about you?
Yeah, I started Lincoln, I don't know, really young, at Lincoln. And then I'm on 212 too.
212?
Yeah, I started in like middle school or Lincoln or something.
And so this was your first year on varsity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what did you think of that?
That was fun. A lot of people I met that like really like made it really nice. All the seniors.
How do you guys I always ask Ethan this question because I think it's an interesting question. How do you compare the AAU stuff to actually like varsity basketball? I mean, to me the games seem really different.
Yeah. It's a lot. We don't really have plays in the AAU. You just kind of run around, screen for people, and dunk, you know.
Yes.
I'd like to see that, actually. You feel like they call fouls a lot?
In AAU, no.
Yes. So if you get some of the, like if you go, how far did you guys travel for games in 212? Mostly in Iowa, or did you get into Minneapolis, KC, or Chicago, or anything like that?
She went to Chicago and more bigger places. My team didn't really travel much outside of Iowa.
Those are different games too, aren't they? When you playing in the middle of Chicago, I always thought that was interesting to watch. So Kaylin, you're a senior and you're done effectively. How do you feel about this season? And how do you feel playing with your sister?
I loved playing with Addie. We got to play with each other during some AAU tournaments. Sometimes she'll play up with us. She's just that good sometimes. And, yeah, I've really enjoyed this year. And the best part was definitely how well our team bonded.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned this in a previous episode because this is the 18th time you've been here.
I think I'm just the fill-in guy.
Well, I think one of the cool things is you have seniors on the team, and you also have a freshman core coming in and some sophomores that are really talented, and having that dynamic can sometimes be tricky, right? And, so there might be starters that lose their spot to a younger, I don't know if that happened, but, just when you have talent coming up, that can be kind of tricky to navigate. So the fact that you guys bonded well and had a really fun time is really credit to you guys and to your coach. And I ask you a question. How do you feel about boxing ones?
I don't like those at all.
Welcome to it, because I think you're going to see it probably for the next 3 years. That's that we were watching. So Ethan had Jeff Mills, who used to come to a lot of games, has video clips of Ethan from when he was a freshman all the way through senior year, and his freshman year he would be wide open. It was like beautiful, like you would just like how you want it, right? And then slowly guarded, and then pretty soon they have their best person on you, basically trying to get loose change out of your pockets, right? Like trying to yeah. So I think that you probably don't see that at AAU, do you? Mm-hmm. But that's probably what's going to be in your future, and learning how to deal with that and not get frustrated and still be able to produce is I have every confidence you can do it, but I'm just giving you a heads up that's coming. Might be a triangle in 2. But that's just a credit to how good you are, I think, and so you should know that. Don't be mad about it. Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back and finish up with the Long Sisters.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross, Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
All right, we're joined back in the studio by Shannon Rugg and the Long sisters, who just finished their first and unfortunately last high school season together. I wanted to get a little bit more information from you, Kaylin. So I assume you're graduating, right? Your grades are good enough?
Hope so.
You might want to talk to the guy. So I think that I saw that you'd signed someplace, but maybe you can tell us what you're doing?
I plan on attending Simpson in the fall, and I plan on playing golf and majoring in elementary education.
That's awesome. Simpson's a great school. Mm-hmm. Yeah. David Bruns tells me that all the time. You should talk to him. I bet you he'll help you get all kinds of scholarships if you haven't already.
There you go.
So how long have you been playing golf? Why did you pick golf over basketball?
I don't know. I think I'm better at it.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I like how it's really independent and kind of go out there, and even if your team doesn't do well, you still have a chance at going to state. And
yeah,
I like that.
That's excellent. So when is the golf season in college? I have no idea.
It's fall and spring, so it's both. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. So Addie, you have a lot longer in high school.
Yeah.
So what do you what other sports do you do, first of all?
I play golf and volleyball too.
Golf and volleyball, okay. So what are your thoughts about the season next year? Like, I assume you guys kind of brought your your AAU team is now in high school now, right? That's kind of. Talk to me about, like, are you excited about that? You know, what do you think you guys can accomplish? What are your goals?
For AAU or high school?
I don't care about AAU.
Okay.
This is not the 212 coach. Well, but like, I'm assuming that some of the people that you're playing with, you came up through the ranks with, right? That are now like Leighton and Taylor, and you probably played with them. Were they on your AAU teams too, or?
Leighton was.
Leighton, so some of them. So what do you guys think you can do on the high school side?
I don't know. Just keep working until next season, because I think we have a really good chance next season, and if we just keep putting the work in every day, it's just gonna be better than right now.
So what? Conference champion?
I think so.
And then state?
Maybe.
As far as you can go?
Yeah.
When you look at our conference, what do you think who's your biggest challenge going to be next year?
Keokuk? I think Keokuk.
Keokuk? And what about the other 4 teams? Do you feel like you have edge over them, or you mentioned there's a lot of players that have kind of graduated maybe?
Yeah, everybody else lost their best players, so I think it's us and Keokuk. Fort Madison's going to be there, but I really think it's a two-player race.
You guys played Keokuk twice in 10 hours, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
They had in the second game I saw they had one girl score. I don't know how many threes she hit. She just went kind of bonkers on that.
Like 7 or something.
Yeah, I was the PA announcer for that game.
So it's your fault.
I could have been. I don't know. She had the only reason I remember it is because I couldn't pronounce her last name.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah, it is a weird last name, yes. Gibbers or something like that.
Yeah, Alba Gilbers. Yeah. Anyway, I did okay with it. Yeah, I got paid $10 for it, so.
They lost their coach. Keokuk's coach resigned. He's taking a.
Oh, really?
He's going to be a principal over at Ottumwa, so that'll change them as well. So I really, I think conference championship is ours for the taking, I believe. So. Yeah.
Well, have you guys? So when you do golf and you do basketball and other things next year, you guys have your cliches down for your interviews? You got them?
Yeah.
Right. I'm just here to help the team. Good Lord willing, I'll be able to do that. Those kinds of things. You got those for your interviews going? Sure. All right. You're good.
Yeah.
I'm not as confident. We'll work on them. Okay. You'll probably be back here again. So, I just want to thank Addie Long and Kaylin Long and Coach Shannon Rugg for being here on Washington Demon Coaches Show today. Kaylin, I wish you the best of luck at Simpson next year, and I hope that we get a chance to. You're like, I don't want to do this show ever again. But I hope we can. If you keep playing well, you're going to have to do these types of shows. That's what I'm saying. Work on your cliches. Thank you for being here, Addie, and I look forward to talking to you in the future. Maybe calling some of your games. So, have a great day. Todd Patterson signing out.